Here is how it is to be alive. If you can't do that,
it's not something that you can just make up about yourself. You have to be able to show that you are as strong as you say you are. Especially if you're competing in strongman. So we're here, episode 62. 61?
2?
I'm pretty sure 2.
I suck.
Episode 62, Strong and Petty podcast here in the west end of Winnipeg at Iron Age Gym, Iron Age Strength and Conditioning, the number one gym for strongman in Winnipeg, and tied for number one in Manitoba with training grounds.
61, baby.
61.
Same shit. When you've done as many as we have, you lose track.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're swimming in episodes now.
Yeah.
So when we wrapped our before we get actually I'm getting ahead of myself. As you're listening to this, we will either be just about to start, during the competition, or post-competition.
Because all our listeners listen the second the podcast
absolutely,
drops.
the moment that they have time. That's why we changed our episode drops to Saturday, so that you have no work to get in the way of listening to your of your favorite podcast, Strong and Petty.
Yeah.
So we're on the day of the competition here for Tolstoy, Manitoba, our SCC regional qualifier. Big ass competition for us, 40+ competitors.
Yep.
We had one person sign up very late, and normally we would say no. Normally we
always say no.
We always say no. We were very, very full. We try to be accommodating to people, but there just wasn't space to allow. But the person who asked is nothing short of just strength sport legend royalty in Manitoba, in Jose Morneau. So when Jose asked to do our competition, we're going to say yes.
Yeah,
there's no saying no to her.
Yeah,
so.
and in Tyler's defense, everyone has an issue with it. I said yes and told Tyler yesterday. So
yeah, I just found out. So I was.
She
excited.
messaged me. She's like, she's not on social media. And she's like, hey.
That's the thing. She doesn't catch things as fast as
no, and she always refs our shows to help us.
Yes.
And it's like, do you need a few more refs? I said, no, I got to cover Dan. Dan's helping me
our
out.
female ref.
And she's like, well, since I'm not reffing the show, I know it's last minute. Can I get in? And we actually had one of our Masters competitors get injured.
Right.
So it would have just been one lady left. She's like, I'll do the Masters to compete with her.
Yeah.
So at least we got 2 people. So she did it so Michelle has someone to compete with.
Absolutely. And what a person to compete with.
Oh yeah,
what an amazing like for Michelle. I'm sure she does, and I hope she recognizes that. Like, what an amazing opportunity to compete against someone the caliber of Jose Morneau.
Yeah, who's
got the pedigree that she has.
Been to Worlds,
done every strength sport at the highest.
Won world arm wrestling.
Offers. Yeah, like arm wrestling, Highland Games, powerlifting, strongman, just everything.
Yeah,
fucking Festival de Voyageur champion multiple times. You know what I mean? Like, she just does it all. So we're really excited. If like I said, if you're listening to this early in the morning when it comes out on Saturday, and you're still kind of hemming and hawing about whether you're going to come out and check out the competition in Tolstoy, what a fucking reason to come out.
Well, but even that. So the guys who are listening to this before 11 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes.
The plan is to be ready to get in a live stream. We're hoping to be running the live stream. We should have Wi-Fi in Tolstoy.
Yes.
Tolstoy is by the border. There's not much, but we should have Wi-Fi. Yeah. So the plan is to run a live stream. So if you guys are listening, because we have viewers from Great Britain, Australia, like I was looking through our different where we got viewers. If you guys are listening to this, tune in to Manitoba Strongman. Is it Strong Manitoba or Manitoba Strongman on YouTube?
Strong Manitoba.
Strong Manitoba. If you go to Strong Petty Podcast Instagram page, we will have a link for the live stream. Yeah. You can actually watch us do the show. Tyler will be MC.
Yeah.
I'll be running it and reffing it.
Yeah.
And you can watch. We'll put our money where our mouth is on this one, because you can watch us run the show that we tell you is so efficient.
Yep.
And see how it goes. Downside to this is we're getting like 5 to 7 centimeters of rain today.
Yeah, it's not the best pre-show weather right now.
And it's supposed to rain till 8 in the morning. Yeah. We're competing in a grass field.
Yes.
In a low and it is a low spot.
Hey, I'll tell you this: anybody who takes the time to listen to this before the competition, you'll get in on a little hint here. Maybe soccer cleats are a good choice for Saturday.
I actually had Bossy reach out to me yesterday, like, can I use my rugby cleats if we're competing on grass?
Yep.
Yeah, use whatever shoes you want.
Maybe that's not a bad idea. So that's something to consider. If you're listening to this before the competition, hey, you just got a little hot tip there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just it's exciting to have this competition, because say we got you, me, we got Dan, the other pro, reffing it. We've got Jose Morneau now competing in it.
Yep.
We've just got like everybody, like Jocelyn, who's the Masters national champion, Gordo, who's the Masters national champion. Like, it's just a very high level show here all of a sudden. You know what I mean? For being from year to year, these amateur level competitions suddenly become much more competitive and much more higher grade. Like even if we're looking at say like the open division, we've got Andrew Langelar, who's a powerlifting record national champion. I think national champion, right?
Yeah.
For provincial maybe. I forget. I'm sorry. Whatever it is. But he's a very high level power lifter. For certainly one of if not the best in the province right now.
Pat's doing the open.
Pat's jumping in on the open.
Just came off the Arnolds.
Yeah, coming off the Arnolds. Like just a really exciting competition with a lot of crazy variables.
Yeah, and Mara's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that? Is that Gord?
Oh, Gordy.
Holy shit! What the hell are you doing here? Can I get naked in front of the window?
Way in. Let's pause for 1 minute.
We're gonna pause. Yeah. Gord.
Hey, okay, we're back. Take 3 kind of, but we'll just continue this on the last one.
15-minute mark.
We're now here. I said his name out loud. and we summoned him.
Yeah.
The Canadian National Masters lightweight men's champion, Gord Grimolfsson.
I'm here.
Thanks for joining us, Gord. Really appreciate it.
My son.
I'm starving, but I'm here.
He came in. Oh, yeah, you got to read. Okay, so
okay, don't
he
worry
came in to weigh in for Tolstoy.
Still fat enough. Don't worry.
He literally walks in. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" I'm weighing in. Oh yeah, I coach you. I guess you're supposed to be weighing.
The forgotten one. I'm the forgotten one. Always.
So
and Gord.
We were just talking about how there's a lot of interesting shakeups going on with Tolstoy tomorrow, where we have Pat jumping in the open division. We just had Jose Morneau sign up, who's going to really shake things up in whatever division she chooses to do.
Yeah.
We've got Andrew Langelar coming over from powerlifting. We've got you also jumping out of the Masters division and into the 120 division.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I think that I really think that we talk about this all the time with guys like just challenging themselves in that way.
Yeah.
Like you've done the Masters route.
Yep.
You've literally got to the highest point in on the national level you can do with that. You're going now to OSG to compete at a world level with the Masters.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Why not just try something else, right? Like I just love that attitude.
It makes no difference to me to do that again. I've done it already once, so I just kind of want to. I don't know. Want to push the heavier weights.
Yeah, I like it.
See if I can still.
I
Hang
want to
with
go
the young
fast.
Guys.
He says, "I want to go fast."
I'm not fast. The last thing I am is fast.
I'm just gonna pull up looking at some of the guys who are against you.
We've been talking. Me and Tyler just before you walked in. We're talking how we got Dan reffing, Tyler's MC. Like these both pro strongmen. I'm a legend to the Manitoba sport.
Absolutely.
Self-proclaimed.
Absolutely.
Self-proclaimed.
You want to know how good Devin is? Just ask him.
Mara's coming out to help. She's been
just Mara coming to lend a hand too. Absolutely.
Yeah, three times she's been OSG. She's the who's who in women's strongman in Manitoba.
She was Manitoba's strongest woman before we had Manitoba's strongest woman.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? For a long time.
Between her and Jose, was there any woman? And I might get flack. There's no women in Manitoba that were in the past were better.
No,
those were the two.
Not at that level.
When you think of Manitoba strongman as woman, it's those two.
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing someone in the early 2000s.
I mean, it's unless somebody from way before our time, and I'd have to say that as good as that person may have been, like Mara and Jose are just very, very good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that there's many people who are better than them on a local level.
It's a fun show, and we're saying people are going to watch in the live stream and put our money where our mouth is. Like we're gonna run the show in a water-filled field. We're gonna run it in under 4 hours.
I got my boots in the truck, my rubber boots.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what I like too about I'm just looking at your weight class here, the U120 division. It's you, and it's with the exception of Mark Schramm, who's competed quite a few times. He's the rancher who comes from out of town. It's all relatively new guys.
Right.
It's one guy that I've never seen compete. It's a couple guys that have only competed once, maybe twice in strongman. So I really think it's an interesting thing to have you there, who's such, like an elder statesman as it is, of a guy. Well, I mean that I chose a respectful term.
I love it.
I could have said the old guy, but I didn't.
I don't care.
Yeah. But you're the guy who's experienced, who's done a lot of competitions, and competed at a very high level and won at a very high level. And I think that it's good for these guys to be able to compete against you in that way, and not only maybe get their butts kicked by somebody who's smaller than them, older than them. Maybe they perceive themselves as being like, oh, we're the young dogs coming up, but it's like it's not always about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about having and a short guy too, right? Yes, but sometimes it's just about having that experience and being at a level that other guys aren't at.
Gordon Pat just
the little guys
representing for the BJ Heckrich of this world.
Right. And talking about Pat too in the open division, like he's a guy where he's certainly not like the height of your average open competitor, but he sure is the strength of your average open competitor.
Oh, for sure.
He'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, he's not a guy where he's going to be in any way. You're not going to look at him and be like, oh, well, if he might have won if he was just a few inches taller. He's going to do very, very well.
I'm so excited with this open division. I mean, I'm excited with all divisions, but the open division having Langler, Brian, Bushi, Pat, and like Bushi Brian and Pat have been training together the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
I haven't been in there much, so
yeah.
they can hate me all they want. I just haven't been there. But those two just going out at the gym,
Yeah.
and they're all lifting some pretty stupid numbers, like
Yeah.
the circus dumbbell. Just and the competitive nature of those three in there, I'm excited. Then you throw Langler in the mix.
Yep.
Man,
Jeremy from my gym has been doing some really big numbers.
he's put on a ton of strength since
Yeah.
last year.
It's huge, yeah.
There's a few guys that are really going to be like. There's not enough spots in that on that podium for all the guys who should.
In
be
my
there.
opinion,
you know what
like,
I mean?
not
Like,
one of them is going to run away with every event.
No, I agree with that too.
I don't see a guy like Andrew winning an event or a guy like Pat winning it. I know Pat might hate, but I don't see them winning every event.
No.
Actually, I know they won't because there's different strengths of the grip.
It's
Yeah,
all
for
over the
sure,
place.
yeah.
It's
there.
going to be
Most
which is
consistent, yeah.
which is going to throw the standings, man, up and down the Gord's pants.
And what I like about say the guy like Langlar in this one too, is that it's interesting because sure he comes in and he smashes the novice competition. That's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is the first competition where he has like real guys who could really, you know, him and Brian were very tight in that one, but it just, you know, ultimately it's a novice competition, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
it's going to be who's fastest.
The
at a
cardio-
certain
that's
point,
exactly
right?
competition, yeah.
So this is going to be a real test of strength here, and I think it's going to be really telling too. Where, and this is not, and I don't, he won't take it this way, and this is no disrespect to him at all. We all think that he will do very well.
Yeah.
You know, people have thought that powerlifters would do well in the past in strongman and haven't done all that well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I
we've had
think
big
that-
powerlifters come in
Right.
with the 600-pound squats.
Absolutely. You know, if we look at like a top level, a guy like Kelly Branton, who's like an amazing world class powerlifter, and it just didn't really click for him in strongman the way that I think a lot of people thought that it would.
Right.
He didn't have the moving that a guy like say Westerwinski, who's a similar static strength to him, but just has trained more.
Yeah,
in
and for
moving,
West being
you know what I
23
mean?
years old.
Yeah, well, at the time he was
23.
at that time he would have been
That's a rough
a mere
23.
he would have been a mere 21 at that time. He was barely legal to
baby.
drink in the States.
Yeah, that's right.
He goes to Detroit to train at that Detroit Muscle Gym. He couldn't even drink when he was down there. He was so
Isn't
young.
that nuts?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I've had it in the past where we've had powerlifters come out back in the years when I was competing who had a 150-pound deadlift more than mine, 100-pound squat more than mine, and I beat him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Because I was just able to move with the events at a more
There's something to be said
efficient
for
rate.
Yeah,
Well, it's winning the show. You have to win the show.
Right.
That's what it
absolutely.
does. Like,
And speaking of you, you're a guy who came from powerlifting over to strongman, so you can understand firsthand that experience is, you know, obviously you're gonna do well, like you're gonna have some carryover, but to say that it's a 1-for-1 just isn't reasonable.
No,
you know,
no.
it'd be like saying that because you're a strong guy. Highland Games shouldn't be a problem for you. It's a completely different kind of strength.
Yeah, you learned
know?
that the hard way.
And I learned that. Yeah, I learned that when I
wanna
got
try
beaten.
it, yeah.
I got beaten by a guy who was fucking 120 pounds lighter than me and no muscle mass and no nothing. And he's just like, I don't really lift any weights or anything. I just compete once a year and just like
Right.
fuck. Man, like, yeah, the guy obliterated me.
I'm going home.
Yeah,
Tail
it was
legs.
very, very.
Exactly,
But they, I'll say too that they just announced their Highland Games one again in Selkirk.
Are you doing it?
Okay.
I think I'll probably do it.
You
We
gonna do
should
it,
probably-
Gord?
Yeah, if you're gonna do it.
When is it?
Let me look
Let's
it up
do it.
here. Let me
I'm
look
still
it up.
injured. Actually, I'm not that injured.
This
You're not that
is the one thing that I'm going to
feeling
say to them is they need to up their
Social media.
social media game a little bit because I want to know more about it. And
If
I
you
want
sponsor
to.
Strong Petty Podcast, we'll get out there. So sponsors while he looks that up. Jeremy Weens Realtor.
Yeah,
I guess I
you-
looked up. All right. Jeremy Weens Realtor, #1 realtor in Manitoba. I don't give a shit what the stats show. They can suck my balls.
That's so
Stats
true.
mean shit. Statically, Tyler's a better looking guy than I am.
Statically,
Statistically. Now look at the camera. Let's face it. He has to wear a hat. So,
I have to wear. Yeah, I have to wear
Jeremy
hat 'cause
Weens
I'm
Realtor.
fucking
Yeah,
bald.
speaking of him, we're still in that weight loss challenge. He's down. He's
Yeah,
spanking
he's
me.
spanking you.
It's so bad. I'm fat.
1 or 2 less banana boats a week, I think.
Yeah,
you'll
you know,
be-
I've been
you'll be
good.
in a
Yeah, I've been motorboating, but it wasn't banana. I wasn't pat on sideways banana here. But make sure,
No.
Jeremy Weens Realtor, hit him up for all your realtor needs.
Yeah, he's the man.
Buying, selling, appraisals, or opinion values, whatever you need, he's your boy.
He's great at what he does. June 22nd, potentially the 23rd. They're saying
You got
they're,
that
they're not
summer
sure.
on the 22nd, don't you?
The powerlifting meets.
And the powerlifting meet. God damn it.
I'm out.
Okay, so I won't be doing that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody
I
who's
got a wedding, yeah.
who's not doing the seminar, which we're actually getting very close to hitting our cap for that one, so you might be out of luck by the time this airs. And if you're not going to the powerlifting meets, I urge you to go out there and
Try
check
it,
it out.
try it
Yeah,
out.
give it a shot, man. Like
Yeah.
it's you jump in for next to. I think they charge us like it was like $30-$40 to jump in on it or something like that.
That's nothing.
And you get a fun experience out of it. There's nothing like being able to say you've done more strength sports. You know what I mean? Like just having that under your belt. And
some of the movements you might enjoy, you might.
I like the weight over bar. I like the throwing the over bar.
The wad?
Yeah, the
wob?
The wob.
Wob?
The
wob, we think of canoe now, but
yeah.
Wob canoe,
I didn't
yeah,
like
that's
I didn't like the shot put style stuff because I just not practice with that. I'm not good at it. Whatever.
Good at that either. It's
So
like anything. You do it once, and then you do it again in 2 years, and you're 100% better.
Yeah.
You look back at that first show. That's what everybody's at strongman. Oh, I don't want to do it. I'm not strong enough. Well, just do it.
Yeah.
And then at least I look back at my first one at 200-pound sandbag. I think I zeroed it. I couldn't budge the thing off the ground.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was saying too, like to Thrones and way back when we were talking about the festival games and stuff. We're gonna have Jose come in here and show us how to do some of that stuff, and we'll train it a little bit, and we'll treat it like a real competition.
Fun.
We'll all go do it as a gym next year because it was really fun looking.
Yeah.
So for Tolstoy tomorrow, so we're looking forward to a big show. We should have a live stream. If we don't, I know that Thrones is going to hustle home, get it uploaded to YouTube as fast as he can, so it'll be there and be viewable. So check it out.
I would think Ben would have. He's got a bar in a hotel.
Well, I think at the very least we'll be able to plug in like an Ethernet cable if we need to or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're gonna figure that out. But so thanks to LC's Hotel for sponsoring the Tolstoy event. Thank you to Blowout Fire Safety for sponsoring the Tolstoy event.
Yeah.
Just awesome local companies who are coming through and making sure Strongman has a home in rural Manitoba the way it's always been. So last time when we wrapped up, we finished our podcast. We turned off the button. We turned off the camera. And then the first fucking thing that I saw when I opened my phone was that Tristan Westerwinds, or I think it's a Tristan.
Literally
first,
the minute after.
But like Tristan had been picked to go to what's formerly known as the Shaw Classic, now known as the Strongest Man on Earth.
Yeah.
So congrats to both those guys. I think they announced West like right after or whatever. Yeah. But both those guys are just really showing that like this is going to be a big fucking year for the Canadian guys. Like they're just like I was going to actually pull up the roster here so we can look at some of the, just like to give you an idea of like the names that they're hanging with now, where it's not. It's unbelievable to think that like Tristan was just like a normal Western Canadian strongman 5 months ago. You know what I mean? Now he's a
plain dude with his plain girlfriend, and his plain gym.
Just nothing special about the guy at all. But he's just crushing it now, and all of a sudden,
haircut.
He's all of a sudden like on this world level, this world stage where
killing it.
Does the Arnold seem crazy next year? No.
No,
does like the Rogue Invitational seem crazy next year? No. Like none of these things seem like they're out of the question for him. Yeah. Like when you look at the show, so the first person that they announced for it was a little known competitor. You might have heard of him called Hafthor Bjornsson, making his like a big his return to big shows like that. Like he did the Arnold and everything. But this is like I think that they really want. I think there's a few guys who really want to make the Strongest Man on Earth. Really right there with
for sure
the Arnold and I think World's Strongest Man too, because I know they're trying to make it a little bit of an expo to kind of get with the Arnold, and also just changing the title to Strongest Man on Earth goes a long way because there's only one World's Strongest Man, but now there can be a Strongest Man on Earth too. So if you can start getting that to be a title, then hey,
or
we
have
got
both
something.
Titles, why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Undisputed. And then another Canadian guy, kind of Mitch Hooper. Who's going to be going there like this? I think he's the returning champion, right? So there's him, Tom Stoltman, World's Strongest Man.
I'm sure Hooper's going to want some retribution.
Absolutely.
Revenge on
Evan Singleton, second strongest man in the world right now. Right, second?
Third.
No, third. My bad.
Third,
I like he's a good competitor and everything, but I just can't cheer for him until he gets rid of that chin strap beard thing. I can't. Get
I thought the wrestler in him would have won you over.
No,
right
and everyone says that too. Everyone's like, oh, he's
like,
such,
that's got to be
wrestling
Tyler's
personality,
guy.
but he's a little much for me.
But the gap even between Hooper and him and from second to third of Worlds is actually quite the gap.
It's pretty significant, but I think that these guys are going to be like this. This is it's like the Arnold to World's Strongest Man. The events are very, very different.
Yes.
It's just stylistically, they're very different, and they're gonna favor different guys.
And Arnold's max weight for no movement area, like just that.
For sure, yeah.
It's very
static, very heavy that way.
Yeah.
Trey Mitchell, North America's Strongest Man, coming for that one too. Like that'll be fucking awesome. Thomas Evans, who I really like him as a competitor. He's a guy who's just like head down. You don't hear a ton about him until competition day, and then he always just
works.
Pulls something out of his ass and just does a great job. Bobby Thompson, like obviously you got to always consider him as a favorite to do well in any competition.
That's a massive man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Turned around in the bathroom at the Arnold's, and there he was standing there. I'm like, wow,
There
he's
was
just
a
a
few
giant.
times where-
He's just a
yeah.
monster. But
Yeah.
I consider myself a pretty big guy, and all of a sudden I'm standing next to like I pass Lisi's in like the bathroom line or whatever. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
that's how we felt meeting Tom Stoltman.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Pat learns how to eat a banana sideways.
While playing Light Bright.
A guy that
Multi-talented.
we're gonna be having we're gonna get an up close and personal appearance here from soon is Lucas Hatton.
Yep.
Yeah, very excited for
Yeah,
that.
that'll be fun.
The seminar June 22nd. I'm not shitting you. He wants to keep the group small. So if you want to get in on that, I really, really urge you to message me because we're getting close to a number where he's feeling comfortable to cap it. So there's that. Austin Andrade. Guys, he's like a newer name, a newer face. Not super familiar with his stuff yet, but I know that he did some real damage at Worlds. So
he did great there.
Matthew Ragg, another guy too. Like,
Yep.
Okay, he's the young one, right?
he's not the young one.
Damn it.
Foy 2 is the young one.
Cockballs.
Ragg started really young, so he's not an old dude. He's only like 30 or whatever, but he's very experienced, and he's finally kind of starting to have his come up.
I think he's an MST guy too, eh? MST
Yes, he is. Yeah. Speaking of that guy too, that guy is has to have one of the strongest rosters in the world right
And
now.
unreal, yeah.
He's got like Lucy Underdown. He's got Matt Ragg. He's got Mark Felix. He's got Luke Stoltman.
Yep.
He just has this unbelievable roster
Yeah.
of competitors that are just like fucking amazing.
And he's just a good guy. I ran into him at the Arnold's.
I ran into him, too, and
I
I-
chatted with him, and he's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, catch me later. Come
yeah,
chat later."
yeah.
I'm like,
I told
"What?"
him that I've been. I like his online content. It's very simple. It's just straightforward stuff. And I told him that he's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Luke Stoltman, Ivor Smokstelis, Pavlo Kordiaka, Tristan Hoth, heard of that guy before,
Hey.
and Wes Derwinski. Like I said, I think that the people who've competed with these guys knew that it's a matter of time, before you start hearing those names together. But it's kind of surreal.
Yeah.
To hear to guys that we've competed with that we were you put on a show when he came in Gimli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's competing with these guys at the best competitors in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I could
just
say
it's
I've held that
unbelievable.
guy's farmers around when he dropped them.
That's awesome, and it's just like and again, it really does show too the trajectory that you get from being on the show. So you're actually next in line for your strongest man on earth.
Yeah,
I
there we
don't
go.
even
Let's
know
do
where
it.
you're
Yeah.
gonna go after this, Gordon.
So
I better go
Tolstoy,
get eating. That's for sure.
Yeah, you got a
kinda
big,
known
long
to-
road ahead of you, my friend.
We're kind of known to skyrocket people's careers.
Well,
Yep,
I'm
yep.
I'm ready, I guess.
Yeah.
You got a long road ahead of you. But
think
what,
I'm ready,
what I
Coach?
wanted to do
Yeah,
too,
you're ready, I swear.
I swear.
Yeah.
Little retard.
Well, yeah.
we got I got the events here for strongest man on earth too.
Do you?
So I think that what we can do here is take a look at it and see we can kind of.
Has it been announced, or you just got an inside line?
No, it's been announced. It's been
Oh, I'm like,
announced.
you're gonna
Who is
get
this
people-
guy?
I'm
eh?
You're
putting
gonna
stuff out there
Devin
that I
Penner the
shouldn't-
situation?
Yeah, that I shouldn't be putting out there.
Saying stuff you shouldn't be saying.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Nah.
Not me at all.
So max deadlift, love that for both guys.
Yep.
For
Yep.
Wes and Tristan, no suits. Both those guys are really just strong,
Yeah.
raw deadlifters. Love that. Overhead medley, log, axle, log, axle, log. Love it.
There, yeah.
Yeah, the axle wasn't great for Wes at Worlds,
No.
but he's a guy where he's going to take that and
Yeah, and you
And
got you
Chip-
got time
you
to
get
work
a
on it
chip
here.
from that.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's that again, Dev?
You got time. He's
Yeah,
had
he's
time since
exactly.
Worlds to
Yeah,
work
he's can
on
prep
it.
a little bit for it,
Yeah.
right? God love this one for Wes. Keg Talks max height.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. There you
Like,
go.
that's
Yeah.
we're talking about a guy who won a world record or got a world record at
Yeah.
the grandest stage.
I think
of them
he's
all,
liking
so
that.
Yeah.
He's got to be happy to see that one in there. And Tristan's a good thrower too. It's just like we said last time at that World's Strongest Man competition, you had to match the world record set by Brian Shaw to get fourth place in that. one.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking bonkers.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlas stones in brackets says manhood stones, so I guess maybe it's like a specific thing. Up to 600 pounds.
Yeah, so that favors Tom Stolman.
Yeah, that's
Big
a good
arms,
one for
yeah.
Tom. But
Big-
Wes is
big
very good
man.
at stones too. He's had bad luck with stones in specific events, like the Shaw Open that he did. He had a tacky malfunction, I know that, and he had the same thing happen to him at CSM. So I know that he has not let that happen since.
Yeah.
He's been very whatever. So I like that and Tristan's good at stones too. He's gotten
He is
much
very
better.
good at
He
stones,
wasn't always awesome at it, and he's obviously been putting in a lot of work. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's getting much better at them. A squat apparatus for reps. Like that for both guys.
Yep.
They're both just strong, both good. Like I've seen Wes do a big number on the squat at CSM was like 685, wherever it was.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Sleepy over there, Dev?
Where's the 5 hour energy?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Probably got one in
I
his
left
back
it in
pocket,
my
yeah.
golf bag.
Power medley, not sure what that one is. Circus dumbbell medley. I like that one for Wes. Tristan's good. I don't know that he's like with some of the guys who are going to
Yeah.
be really
Yeah.
good at that one.
Getting up around 300 pounds, probably.
Yeah, and then Fingal fingers and into power stairs. Which
That's
is
gonna be
a
interesting.
Very interesting combination.
Wow.
And I like that for both those guys too. Honestly, like Tristan's proven to be really good at like the weird events like that. He's got a good reach. He's tall. He's got big hands. And the power stairs, I think he did pretty well at that when we did it at Farmstrong at the pro show in St. Paul there. Don't know exactly how Wes does in power stairs. Never seen it before. Probably
It's
good.
not something
if I
you
were
see
to
a lot in
guess.
shows because it's expensive to build.
Yeah, I know they did it. I think they did it at Easterns last year. But I don't know what the turnout for that was, but it was it's gonna be good events for those guys.
It's gonna be a fun show to watch.
It's gonna be a great show to watch.
Yeah,
first of
sounds
all,
like a
yeah,
fun show to
absolutely.
watch,
I'm really looking forward to just like sitting and watching it.
And it's nice that they live stream it. You can watch it. They don't try to hide it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Most of the time,
absolutely.
They
Yeah,
charge
yeah.
for it.
But,
Which is fine.
But I'm
Which is
fine
fine.
with that. Yeah,
Did they
like that's
charge
the thing.
last
Yeah, I think you got to be in the shop club, right?
I think it's some sort of a
remember,
subscription
yeah.
service or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
which
the
is
same thing
fine,
with
I'll
OSG
pay,
and
yeah.
Give a
stuff.
shit. I'll pay $70 to watch a boxing fight.
Right.
Why would I pay $20,
Yeah.
$30 to watch Strowman?
And that's
No,
the thing, and I think it's a deal where like the athlete's prize purse increases based on purchases and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah,
I
which
think
is
it's the same
fine,
as the Rogue
yeah.
deal and stuff. So that's great. I have no problem with that. I want to support these kind of things if I can.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's going to be a huge competition for both those guys, and I think it's going to be really telling. And I'm very confident that both guys will pull this off. But it's going to be very telling as to was that a flash in the pan at Worlds for them?
Yes.
And I think that it's a little ridiculous to us think that like 5th place at Worlds could be a flash in the pan.
Yeah, I
but we
doubt
have
it.
seen things like that happen
Yeah.
before. You've seen guys
Yeah.
who do exceptionally well in a competition, and then they just don't maintain it after
never
that.
follow
They
up
just
after.
they had a fucking lightning in a bottle that day,
Yeah.
and it didn't carry over. And I think that this will be a good opportunity. I'll say it this way: a good opportunity for both guys to prove that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that is the case.
To
for
show
either
that
of
they
these
belong.
guys. Yeah, absolutely. And so it's gonna be a big show for both guys. We wish them nothing but the best on that one. We're super excited to see that one.
Well, and rolling right off of that one is they just announced the Canadian roster for the North Americans,
Yeah.
Yes,
that looks like a good
absolutely.
which
roster.
Yeah.
Tristan and Jeffers are both on.
Tristan,
Yeah.
Jeffers, like
They announced that an hour, 2 hours ago.
yeah, Colton is on that one.
Yeah.
It was 8
Simone Pratt,
8 and 9. Simone, yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine the twins, maybe?
Dewinski, I think.
Dewinski,
I was just looking
Yeah,
through
there's
it.
a couple names I forget too.
Yeah, and then the U.S. guys too. Some
Hatton's
good guys
on that
on there
one.
too. Kevin
Adam
Ferris,
yeah.
Andrew Clayton.
Yeah, Andrew Clayton.
Yeah,
I'll
Andrew
watch
Clayton
it again,
continuing his
yeah.
push
Yeah.
out of the 105 division into the
Yeah.
really because
Because-
he won the Rainier Classic
Yeah.
in the Open division.
About a month ago, I think he
Yeah,
was there.
which was a huge competition, a really huge show put on by Lucas Hatton actually. So that was awesome.
And
to see.
Lucas Hatton is in there as well.
Yep.
He's on
Yep,
the American
yep.
team.
It's gonna be a huge competition.
That's-
There's a lot of really monster shows coming up for a lot of Canadian guys all of a sudden here, and like you look at say like to look at a guy like Jeffers as an example, like he has OSG coming up towards the end of the year where he's not going to be content with just going there and having a good day. Like he wants to go there and get on the podium now.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
like he's at a point where I think he got 5th or 6th last year.
It was something
So
like
he's
that,
going to
yeah.
want to make that push for the podium now. It's not going to be enough just to go there and have a good day
No,
anymore.
he will do well.
Yeah,
He's just
and-
getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
There's no sign of any kind of regression there whatsoever.
No, just mentally. He just mentally regresses a lot. But his physical
Who's that?
Jeffers.
Totally
Plus-
missed there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting
he's-
beaked online all the time.
Yeah, I think it feed his ego.
I don't know. I guess.
Us talking about him?
I think
Oh,
so.
he loves it. He
Yeah.
loves hearing.
I
his
think
name
if it
on the
wasn't for us
podcast.
talking about it, he would be even worse.
Yeah.
he would have
To ramp up the
quit
ball busting.
Strongman by now if we were
100%,
talking about him.
yeah.
No
all
one
the
would
time
have known him anyways.
Washed up.
Yeah, no one would have heard of him anyway. So who gives a fuck?
The
about
only
that
reason
guy?
people know him is because on our episode where we got 1,300 views, we mentioned Jeffers.
We
Now
did.
suddenly,
Yeah.
suddenly people are subscribing to his YouTube channel.
Now
and-
1,300 people know who Jeffers is all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Thanks to us.
Half of them are our friends, Jeffers, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, but they're not yours.
we gave them money to follow you.
Yeah. So since we have you sitting here, Gord,
What'd I do?
what haven't you done is the
What
better
haven't I
question.
done, yeah.
So
Tell us more
you-
about hemorrhoids at older ages.
They're uncomfortable.
Yeah,
They are.
I would
There's
imagine
good
so.
creams now, though. They've come leaps and bounds on the
Oh,
creams.
there's Dan Cadger's walked in. We've all the royalty here now.
Speaking of old people,
So you're prepared, I would assume, for Tolstoy this
yeah,
weekend.
that's tomorrow. Yeah.
But you're a man of many talents. You're a Renaissance strongman or a strength sport competitor. You're doing a powerlifting meet coming up.
Yeah, doing that WRPF meet.
Yeah, you psyched?
Last year, I could only do push-pull because of the knee.
Right.
So then this year, I probably shouldn't be competing yet on it, but the doctor said in about 5 or 6 months you'll be ready to compete again. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you this,
How
but
long-
I'm competing
how
in 2
long
weeks.
ago
But
was
I'm shoving this thing.
Those 2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah, it was, yeah. But no, he said it's strong statically. It's just like side to side lateral pivoting. It's
Right.
not the best for it.
So don't
right
pick
now,
up basketball for you or anything.
No. So he said squatting, deadlifting will be fine. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good, that's
So
good, that's
hopefully
exciting.
be my first time squatting in a powerlifting meet in many years, I guess.
Because maybe people who are in the strongman scene aren't aware of this, but you have a pretty extensive history in powerlifting.
Yeah, I wasn't very good though.
Well, nobody in Manitoba is, so it's all good.
Sounds like being strong then.
Yeah, nobody in Manitoba is all that.
So-
Good.
I think my
Legend?
last competition bench was like 257 or something like that. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was, whatever. We were just training.
This would have been. What year would that have been?
Every bit of 8 years ago.
No, well, you
Nine.
did WRPF 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I didn't. Or I benched there.
Bench, yeah.
I had a significantly better bench there.
Yeah.
Right. But you're a ref for the MPA.
Yeah, I did roughing for MPA.
You and Jocelyn both, I believe, right?
No, not Jocelyn.
Okay. So,
just me.
But you're a ref. I think that you're thinking about getting your ref thing for the
I'm gonna do WRPF too. Yeah,
So
it's hard when you want to compete too, and I'm just a little too hungry to compete right now to sit this one out.
For sure.
But
No,
yeah,
that's
if
that's
I got to go to
reasonable.
Saskatchewan one day, I chatted with them last time they were out. I'll go do it out there, and
Yeah.
then we'll get it here a little better for everybody. So.
Because we want to get more, whether it's WRPF or whether it's XYZ or ABC or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Just more competitions here are better.
It's just a fun competition because
Yeah.
now you've got music. It's lighter. You don't. Yeah, I'll use the word "feel like a criminal."
right.
But sometimes it's like, what am I doing wrong? Am I,
Right,
you know,
right.
I mean,
Well,
you're steady under the stress of what am I doing wrong?
It's
Yeah.
loosened. It's loosened up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we can say that. Where
Yeah.
the rules are a little looser.
Yeah.
The not the expectations, but like what the day of, like I said, there's music, there's lights,
Yeah.
there's
The smoke.
yeah, it's a little more chill,
Pancake.
and there's like they use a deadlift bar.
Yeah,
They-
which is
you're-
fun.
you're
A monolift.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
use a
there's-
squat bar.
Yeah, let's-
Yeah, a squat bar. Yeah.
If anybody,
exactly,
I don't squat heavy enough for that to matter, but but it's a very fun experience that we're looking forward to getting out there. And we got 2 people from our gym doing it.
Nice.
And it's on June.
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
Devin, why are
Okay,
you
hold on.
why are you still thinking? We
what's
said
your
23rd.
seminar?
22nd.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a way to spend a fantastic weekend of strength sports, come do the seminar and then come watch the powerlifting meet afterwards because
Yeah.
they're both in the
And
city.
Highland Games Summer's in there too.
Yeah, absolutely, you gotta make a trip out to Selkirk at some point
There
too.
you go.
Go,
Yeah,
and
well,
go
which
watch
is
that.
just stay the night. Just stay the night after watching the
It's a lot.
Highland Games.
It's a big weekend.
Yeah, we're all gonna have a very jam packed weekend that weekend, but it'll be fun. And yeah, we have Ladanian who's looking to put up a big total, and we have
At the Highland Games.
a total at the Highland Games. Yeah, in
his jeans.
There's
In his jeans, yeah.
our guy Scott, who's having his first powerlifting meets in the Masters division, and I think we're in very good shape for him to take the his division's
Bench record.
bench like all feds record.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we're very excited for that. He has to hit a 457 to take. That's the bench only one, and he's doing a full meet.
Okay.
So I think we'll open pretty close to that. To be honest with you, he's just fucking moving
Yeah.
weight now. Like it's like
Wow.
he had a 435 single this week. That was just
Yeah, I've seen it.
simple. Like it was
Nice.
just easy.
Yeah, that's
So
big
I'm
weight.
really excited. He's just one of those guys where it's just like I suck at bench.
Yeah.
So it's just fun to have someone where I'm like, yes, like more. Like, I'm living through you like
Yeah.
vicariously.
That's what I do with him.
Yeah,
I'll spot him just to feel bad about myself.
I was
Yeah.
like, I can never do this. and
Grabs
I-
405, just starts pumping it out. I'm like, whatever, I'm out.
He'll because he usually benches on the same day as Ladanian, so they'll come in here and do it at the same time. And I'll be like, "Oh, Ladanian, like, look how little your bench press is. Look how big his is." As if I could ever get even like mine is much closer to Ladanian's than it is to Scott's. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But it's sure nice to meet him.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It feels
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
great.
It's fun bullying.
I'm all about bullying.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at for a season for you this year? Because is nationals in the cards for you this year? or-
I don't think so. With OSG, I think it's just a little bit too much.
Right.
Nationals.
Because you are doing OSG.
And we
yeah.
did a Maritimes vacation a while back, and it's an expensive trip.
And you hated
so-
it there.
No, I didn't hate it much. I would love to go
Just the
back.
people.
But yeah.
And the scenery.
But yeah,
No
no,
other-
I don't know. I don't
food.
really feel like I have anything to prove there. So it's last year was all I could think about for a year.
For sure.
So that was when I missed out with the knee there. Then it was just there was nothing I hated more than watching, knowing I could compete, knowing I could keep up.
And we missed out. Like that was weeks
yeah.
before.
Yeah, and then
Right.
just after that, it was nonstop training. The knee didn't matter. Whatever, let's go. You know.
Right.
And it was just consumed everything I had in me for a year. And,
Right.
You know,
And it worked.
then we got her done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did
And
it.
you won that waiting for knee surgery.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to
literally-
push knee surgery back.
We prepped the whole year. Like when he blew his knee, I'm not a physio. Like, I'm not a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, I know. You'd think so. The amount of gynecology work I do in the evenings, but it
I
doesn't
me.
translate over.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah.
You weren't a doctor? Jesus.
Weird. But we prepped all year, and it was just modifying shit,
For sure,
modifying
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
and
yeah.
going
Yeah.
around swelling, going around.
But I mean,
Yeah.
that's the art of working with a master's lifter too. I think.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
modification.
He's got his hands cut out. It ain't happening
Yeah.
this week, pal.
yeah, progression, regression, all that stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it's important to be able to, and I think that goes a long way with you guys, like knowing each other on a
Yeah.
more personal level too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you you can communicate easier. You can get things across to each other a little bit easier than if it's just like a very dry coach-client relationship where there's no personality inserted to that. It's a little harder to read somebody that way, you know.
Yeah.
So let's say purely hypothetically, let's say that Nationals was in Winnipeg again this year. Thank fucking God that it's not.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God that it's not. I wish nothing but the best to the people who have to do Nationals again because I will not be doing that again.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you go Masters Light again? Would you go for a different one? Would you just not do it at all? What was your?
I would probably try Master Light again.
Yeah?
Yeah, with the
Two-time
bigger, heavy, a little bit 5 extra kgs I could have on me. Hopefully a little bit heavier weights. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. It would be fun.
Create a dynasty.
Yeah, we'll
Fuck
see.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
There's some strong guys coming up though. Well, everyone there was stronger than me at something. Like I didn't win a single event.
But I like that.
Yeah.
I like that kind of performance where
did.
you're just consistently good.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like, you know, if you win an event, you can afford to take a little bit more of a dip in another one.
Yeah.
But if you haven't won events, you just have to be good the whole time through, and you really did do that, which I think is really and then Dan did the same thing too.
Yeah.
Where he didn't win events, but he just did well in all of them.
Yeah,
and
it
there
was
was
getting
no glaring
second, third,
holes.
second,
and, And I think that really
It was annoying because I wanted to win.
well. That's I mean you want to get an event.
I'm like,
of course.
great, I won. Well,
You
Yeah.
want to win the events. Yeah.
Everyone wants to get an event, but it is
And
nice.
I had a few that I was like, no, this one, the deadlift. I was going to win the deadlift. There was
Right.
no question in my mind. I'm the deadlifter. And everybody coming in knew I was the deadlifter, and I still lost.
what was the point spread on that one for you in first?
I was second. I
And-
think I got 8 reps, and he got 10, I think.
Oh, okay, wow.
And and there was some issues with my deadlifting, but whatever. We don't have to go there.
Coaching error.
No. Some communication errors with my rep commands.
Oh, I
Oh
understand.
yeah.
I'm pouting, but
I remember that shit.
Well, when you got
sorted out. I still
when you got
did good,
bums
so.
fucking running competitions like that, you,
Yeah.
you get shitty people helping out. So
Yeah, we had around one ref giving. One was giving down
Waiting for up
commands.
commands, and
One
I'm like,
wasn't giving up commands.
yeah.
I'm like,
And I
this-
need an up command when I'm deadlifting. I need it because I keep tension at the bottom. I keep 80%
right.
of the weight,
Right.
and I'm waiting with 80% of the weight, waiting, going, come on.
Yeah, and
and
we
then I
had
just
said
whatever.
there-
I just
yeah.
went, and then
Yeah.
okay, good rep, and I'm like, well, whatever. And then I go down again. I'm waiting with like 80%. I'm sitting there dying, and okay, go. And then Devin just starts yelling commands, and I just start pumping them out. And
Right,
I was
by
on
then,
the
I'd
sidelines.
wasted too many
a
seconds.
lot of
under load.
energy
Yeah.
just holding
So-
that tension for sure.
Yeah,
that makes perfect
and
sense.
that's part of how he trained me to do it, and it just seems like it works. So,
yeah. Are we allowed to talk Gimli events? Is that a secret or is that out there?
They haven't announced it. We should be announcing it.
They sent them to the athletes.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. PP slap me later. I don't know.
All right, we'll do
Wouldn't be the first time.
We'll do the forgiveness instead of permission thing. So we got the events for Gimli.
Yeah.
I'll let Devin give the rundown. Do you have it in front of you there?
I do not.
I'll pull it up here.
You pull it up.
Yeah. So we have the events for the Magnus qualifier in Gimli. Always an amazing show. A real change up in the events this year, actually.
Yes.
We have what is going on with my emails? Garrett, holy shit, I'm so sorry.
That was at me. We're fighting later for sure. I don't care how big you are. We're fighting.
Just kidding, Garrett.
I'm not. I mean, I am.
Okay. I have the events here.
Yeah. I got them here. Yeah.
Okay.
So we got 5 events. Which
Let's go one by one
yeah.
here.
Hercules hold.
Hercules hold. So I'm assuming that we're using all your
We're
stuff
using
for
my
this.
apparatus. Yeah.
Okay. So
Which is an event you don't see often.
No.
And everybody wants it on their checklist of events they've competed in their lifetime.
Yep.
It's an epic picture.
I always,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. The event itself is boring, but the photos are always great.
Photos are amazing.
But because I always think about that too. With like Jefferson competed like 20 times by the time he came to Morris last year.
Yeah.
and it just never done one.
Yep.
It just never.
Well,
come
it's an
across
expensive apparatus.
It's a weird one.
heavy.
Yeah.
It's only good for one use, really.
One time I did a competition in Williston, North Dakota, where the person had 2 like landmine attachments, and they had a log in each one, and with chains attached to it. That was their Hercules hold.
That sounds
And it
scary
works.
and
Yeah.
dangerous.
It was clever, but it was
sketchy,
it was a
at
weird one.
least Evan's a little more safe.
Yeah. But that'll be a really fun one. That's a
Yes.
cool one, and like, as I say,
And
it's
it's
kind
gonna be
of
heavy.
boring, but I'm just joking. But it's a real crowd pleaser because realistically, a minute is like a long hold. On that.
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's pretty short, and also there's something to be said too, where like Jefferson said like, oh, I like those for you, except for the the Hercules hold, and I said, actually, as far as grip ones go, I like the Hercules hold because a lot of guys will fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll
It's
lose
technical
balance.
and grip.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
grip and
Like,
technique,
A lot
yeah.
of guys who can have a good grip will blow it just by not being used to.
I think I had
doing the
I
weight.
had a 2-second hold in Tolstoy the first year.
Yeah, no,
I was like,
I'm
what?
not-
Oh, come on.
My grip is fucking
And,
sucks.
and
right?
I give
So-
everybody tips before they grab that sucker on what to do.
Yeah.
Pre-tension. Yeah.
Yeah.
90% of the guys don't listen. Boom.
Yeah.
And then they
I got
drop it
this.
and they're pissed.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm mad at
I'm
you.
like,
Yeah.
not like I didn't tell you.
Yeah,
freaking
you gotta
retard.
listen. You gotta listen to that one because it's a very specific implement, and it's but it's gonna be really fun, and it's one that like it's actually I think that all of these are ones with the we haven't done any of these yet except for the sandbag throw in Gimli.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting too. So for the crowd, it's
changed it
gonna
up
be
big
all
time.
new stuff. I really
I
like
sent
that.
Magnus a list of things I wanted. I said, this is what I think we should run. He said, I think we should change one event. We changed one out. He's like, this is a real crowd pleaser I like. I said, yeah, no problem. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still his show.
Yeah.
Or no, he's my guest, I should say.
Now it's
Yeah.
your show.
This is the Devin Penner
It's my
Classic.
show. Yeah, so it's so that's the first event. Second event, which they haven't seen, Viking Press
Viking Press. Yeah.
on my apparatuses.
Very,
So,
very
yeah.
apropos
Yes.
event for Magnuson coming into town. I would say for the Gimli Icelandic Festival.
And it'll be face forward, not backwards.
Nice.
I don't know if my press. Well, it would work well, I guess, with facing backwards, but
Yeah, it's
That might be
typical
tight,
what we
yeah.
got
I think
working.
we're face
You know.
forward. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's cool. I'm looking forward to that one. You don't see it all that often, and
No, because it's all
competition.
expensive pieces to make.
right because it's one that you have to have it, otherwise
Yeah.
you can't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And they're
you
hard
see-
to have and not use.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Third event, car deadlift.
Love
Pretty
that
standard.
one. Love that.
I don't know whether we're doing side handle or front handle yet. I haven't decided.
Okay, I like
Maybe
that.
we'll do front handle from a deficit.
You should do it with you should do that boat, the deadlift the boat.
Car deadlift. Yeah, with the boat.
know if
That
we
actually
do
would be
that.
wild.
Yeah.
Might not be
Speaking of
heavy
car
enough,
deadlifts, going a little off top here, Tolstoy, we're doing side by sides.
Side handles. I think.
No, side by side ATVs instead of cars.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, just
cool.
add-
I had cars, yeah, but with the rain, I'm like, I ain't pulling up my freaking Fairlane or the Seacan and my convertible and running it all just through the rain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, so
Bring a general.
I bought a new General last week.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
side by
Wait,
side.
Yeah.
Whatever's
Yeah.
heavy enough.
And
I
Ross
don't-
is bringing it. And we tested it last night. It's good to go.
Sweet,
Oh, yeah?
great.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Whatever's
so,
heavy enough, that's all I care about.
Fourth event, Husafel carry / sandbag for distance.
So does that mean that's like a medley, or is that like it's one of those two things?
Yeah, it might be a medley. It might be one of the two.
Yes, is the answer to that
We'll see.
question.
So
see
there's
it.
going to be a mystery event now for
Yeah, we haven't,
Magnus too.
I like that event for myself because I'm good at
Because
like
you're a good Husfeld carrier.
yes I'm good at turning the brain off and just going.
It's going to
so
be my big dog Husfeld.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
and I like that one too. It's
Yeah.
it's
Diamond
it's,
plate. It digs in the arms.
Yeah, it's good. It's a tough one, but it's also
Yeah.
it's tough in the sense that it like hurts
And it's bareback.
But
It's not only about the weight.
but it's easy to fucking if you can bear down and hold
Yeah.
on to with that pain. It's easy.
Well,
to get
everybody
some-
has to do bareback with baby powder on.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like that plan. Yeah.
Greased
And,
up,
and
yeah.
baby, and then lotion on it, or baby oil on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put a lotion.
Tyler gets the lotion, everybody.
and then the fifth one, just crowd pleasing, is going to be sandbag throw.
Is that the one that Magnus wanted to keep in?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Magnus. I
he
appreciate
wanted,
it.
he wanted, that was his. He's like, no, we got to keep this in.
Yep, I appreciate that one very much, Mr. Magnuson.
Yeah, crowd always loves the throwing. He throws that in here in our chat.
Yep, I agree.
So-
And also, he said Tyler likes it too, so make sure
Yeah.
make sure you put that one in there for Tyler.
So it's going to be, I mean, whether we do over the bar for height or a steeplechase or who knows, me and him might modify that.
That steeplechase looks fun.
I really want.
Vita.
I really do want to do a steeplechase one because we saw it at the Arnold's.
Well,
and
and we have the apparatuses.
yeah,
Because we have 3 of them.
yeah, and we're that's
Because that's what we're doing in Vita.
We're doing that in Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Vita. So when we made our rule, I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. We made our rule about no repeat events. The Gimli thing is its own entity.
Yes.
That's not a strong Manitoba thing. That's its own separate thing that's doing its working with Magnus and Brad and the Icelandic Festival and stuff. So
Yeah.
if there's crossover there, hey, that's not our fault.
Yeah.
So we might maybe we'll see a steeplechase for that one. That'd be
Might.
cool. I would love to do that one. I think that would be again, it's a rare opportunity because not many people have 3 implements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For you know what I mean? Like
units
that's
or
it's
whatever,
not
yeah.
one that you get to see very often.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's an exciting one. Those are events that I like.
Yeah.
Not like necessarily ones that I think that I'll excel in all of them, but I
No, but
I
there's
like them,
ones that
though.
you can stay consistent. in all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then so because I know like we were looking at the roster for it, and there's some fucking killers in that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to announce the roster. I'll let them do that. But
I'll
Yeah.
leave that alone for now.
Yeah,
but
but there's
there's
13
some
guys.
fucking killers in that roster.
yeah. And 2 of the
there's-
guys had to pull out who would have been the front up there in the top.
I know one of them at least, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's well, I guess we can say who's not going to be there, right? Jeffers, like he's
Yeah,
not, like,
Jeffers
he's-
can't go, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that leaves a big open space.
Yeah.
Because Jeffers is a guy who is almost
Podium
certainly going to get on that
twice, no?
podium.
Yeah, with how big
right?
his head
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. A big open space in terms of like sitting on the grass where we all change. Because there's 360
And the shade that the
pounds
guys
of
used
mass.
from his head.
Yeah, make sure you bring a gazebo now because we're not going to be able to sit
We'll have
behind
to make
Jeffers
a cutout
anymore.
or something. A Jeffers cutout for some shade. That's what we'll do.
You know what, man? I should make a life-size cutout of him just to carry around the club.
We get all the volunteers huddled behind it for the rules meeting and
Would that
stuff.
be funny?
That's good shit. So yeah, so with that being said, go to the Gimli show and check it out because
Yes.
we've got the athletes locked in, not announced yet. We'll get into that more. We'll probably do an episode on that when they announce the
Yeah.
athletes.
Yeah.
But we got the events, we've got the venue, we've got the Magnus, we've got the Devon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking great
Yeah,
show.
we got
I'm really-
Brad.
I'm-
Yeah.
and Brad, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Brad Hirsch is one of the unsung heroes of that competition.
And I gotta give props to Monica. I gotta give her some credit because
For sure,
I
yeah.
deal with her more now. That like she's on that chat. If we don't respond, she's on us. She's on her shit.
She's Magnus's partner Monica, who
They're
does
engaged and
does some serious work for that competition. I can
yes,
tell
she
you that
does.
right
Yep.
now. So just to switch gears here a little bit, we did a little Q&A on our
Yes, we did.
Instagram yesterday.
We didn't say Gordo's on.
Uh-oh.
Her. Probably would have just.
Yeah,
Luckily,
we didn't
lucky
know Gordon
for
was gonna
me.
be here.
Yeah.
But we will
Get
get your
those anonymous
we'll get
ones?
your input on all these too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one that we had was who would win in a leg wrestling match, Tyler or Devin?
Ooh.
I think I just had the leverage on that one.
I don't know.
You got like
This guy's wound up
70
like a
pounds of-
spring, though.
That's
it's just
true, yeah.
weird. It's just weird on the things that he's strong at. I'm
like-
like,
it'd be like
what
trying
is
to bend
happening right
rebar.
I
now?
don't even have the flexibility to.
Yeah.
Someone would like Gordo have to like pick up Devin's leg and put it in position,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
maybe we can leg
We'd
wrestle.
have to grease it a couple times.
Dude,
but-
I put on the gloves last night and did some boxing in the gym. Like, I would like to get back into boxing. And I go down and do my core work, and I'm doing like leg raises, and I can't get my legs to come up 90 degrees because my glutes are so locked up.
Oh wow!
It hurts so bad. My hips, I was doing a bunch of footwork. My hip flexors are locking up. Like, this is really bad.
This is bad. This is bad. Yeah.
Okay,
Joys
so
of getting
older.
gun to your head. Who are you picking?
I would say Tyler.
Yeah, I'd have to say Tyler.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leverages.
Just in
we
the
all
fatness.
agree.
Yeah.
Just
We
the
all agree?
fatness. And
Just for fatness alone.
Yeah.
Mystery event. This is a Devin question. Mystery event for MSM. Yes or no?
Have we announced the events for MSM?
But you tease that there might be a mystery event. One
Yeah, there might
episode.
be.
oh yeah, you were talking about adding a sixth.
We might do a
Yeah.
6.
Okay, so then the answer to yes or no is
That'll
there-
be
is there might
that'll be a day of.
that'll be a day of answer.
Might be
Okay.
something hidden in my back seat.
Speaking of rebar, we'll do the fucking bend around.
Oh,
the-
that'd be
Over
wild.
your head, yeah.
I'll just bring a bunch of towels and a bunch of rebars and see who can bend it the fastest.
In your mouth.
So here's a
Oh, yes.
here's a real question that I would love to get your guys' opinions on here. So it says, I've been working 16 to 20-hour days the past 3 weeks. Do I still train while fatigued or sleep? And I'm not interested in, I want your personal experience with something like this because you're a guy who works a lot, and
Yep.
you work a very involved job.
Yep.
You're like an important member of your crew. I know that. So let's say you have days, weeks. I'm sure there's entire weeks where you work just retarded shifts.
Yep.
What do you do for training? How does it affect it? What's the difference?
You still need to get it in, but you kind of got to adjust it to how you're feeling at that time. Like
Right.
if you can't go heavy that day, you don't worry about it too
Right.
much. You know what I mean? You're not going to lose that much for 3 weeks of giving her, but you still got to be moving. You got to be staying loose. You got to be moving around. And I do personally. I do. If I work till 11, Joss is lately. She's been in school till 11. We're still up at 5.
Right.
We're in the gym. It's not the best training session, but but
No,
you got to do it.
I
And then you feel better for that day. It's important for that day to get up early to do it, because I know right away when I miss a workout, my day is not the same. And people around me notice it too. They're like, "What's wrong?" with
Oh, yeah,
you?"
we do.
You know what I mean?
So I
I'm
guess
extra crabby that
Get
day.
a bunch of angry Snapchats.
the key words I guess would be like adjusting expectations.
Yeah.
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 Like knowing that you're not going to get the best out of yourself.
Yeah.
And getting what you can out of yourself.
Yeah.
At that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're a guy
Hang
too,
in
Devin,
there.
where you have a fucking nut schedule too.
Yeah.
And you just choose to never lift.
Yeah, I just chose to.
He just has a fit tantrum.
Just-
Screw this!
I
I'm
just-
selling everything.
I think it's great that we have two opposite ends of the spectrum here, where
Yeah.
Gord says you should lift and you say never lift.
Well, no, I'm after this seriously. I mean, there's two ways, not two ways you live this. There's a thing of stepping over $100 bills, pick up nickels.
Right.
And in terms of rest and recovery.
Yep.
So if this is like you've got 4 days, 16-hour days, just move the training.
Yeah.
Like because I know who this is. He trains evenings. There's some travel time included. Yada yada. And there's a big difference between 16 and 20 hours.
Right.
16 hours, you can still survive on. I live on 6.5 hours sleep. 6 hours of sleep. That's where I usually run at, just until the weekends. I get sometimes 8.
Right.
So if you're doing 6-hour days, you just have to be getting in the gym and getting that workout done under an hour.
Right.
You got to get moving. If you need to adjust weights, or even drop one set off your accessory work, if you need to, just to shorten the time up, to make sure you're getting home, get that last meal in, get to bed.
Right.
There is something to be said with that. If it's 20-hour days, on a 20-hour day is a whole different.
20-hour day, you go to
only
bed.
4 hours.
Yeah.
You go to bed.
That's
because you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Odds are, if your nutrition's not on par, if you're working 20-hour days, in the line of work this guy's in, I'm assuming his nutrition is on par,
Right.
and I'm assuming his hydration isn't on par.
No, if you're actually working a 20-hour day,
Yeah.
you're going to be going fucking insane by the end of that. You're not going to be thinking about things like food, and you're
No.
not going
Exactly.
to be hungry because you're going to be just like in a fucking.
And you go in exhausted,
stupor.
you go in dehydrated, and then you try pushing a weight. Yeah, in those,
Right.
you're gonna get injured.
Right.
Because
Take
you have
the
a number
time.
in your program, and
It's-
you're like, that ain't happening. But
If
I'm
you're
going to try
running-
anyway, you're going to get hurt.
If you're on the 20-hour period of 3 weeks, you know what? Call it a season in your year. Don't train if you get a day in, or you have
Yeah,
6-hour day.
absolutely.
Go train and do a light workout, and you could even do an upper lower split on that day. Just hit the muscles, get them moving,
Sure.
get back to work, prioritize sleep. But at that point, use your rest breaks, use your cough breaks, your lunch, chow your meal down, and get a nap in.
Sure. Yeah.
That's,
absolutely.
That's what I've had, Gus. I've worked long days like that. Get a nap in where you can.
Yeah, I don't have a ton more to add than that. But like you said, 20 hours. If you're actually working a 20-hour day, then you just can't expect to be going to the
Yeah.
gym. That's just not reasonable because
Check.
you're already not sleeping enough.
Check with your coach. Get him to modify it to like an upper lower split.
Yeah, like that's just it's just
Things like
not-
that, just to touch all the muscle groups, get some movement,
Yeah.
get some blood, and it also help with mental clarity.
Yeah.
Because you're probably a little stressed out and overwhelmed if you're working those days.
Right, and like you said, if you're calling that like this is obviously like an out of the ordinary busy period, I would
Yeah.
have to assume.
Yeah.
If you look at say like a guy like Pat or whatever, where he's got very busy seasons where the gym just can't be his top priority.
He just finished eating. He didn't touch the gym for 2 weeks.
Right, and that's not fun. He doesn't
Yeah.
like that,
Nope.
but that's just living in the real world.
Yeah.
And so if you have if you have a job where you're a dick sucker, and so you go down to the dick sucker factory, and then like August is a very busy month for dick sucking, you have to make sure that you get all that. So you're putting in 16, 20-hour days at the dick sucking factory.
Yeah.
You can't expect to go to the gym and be able to put in any kind of an honest
And
effort
that's
there.
one where you need to be hydrated
Yeah,
to
you-
get your electrolytes. Because lockjaw is a real problem.
to be
Nobody
on
wants a
point.
dry blowjob.
No,
Yeah.
you got to be on point with that. So, like I said, if you're actually doing 20 hours just sleep, if you're doing 16, drastically cut down the amount that you're trying to train, and like Gord said, just adjusting expectations.
Yep.
Recognizing that you're not going to be at your best, you're not going to be able to perform what you want to do, but you're doing yourself a favor by getting in there. In the case of Gord, at
Yeah.
least,
Yep.
and making sure that you're doing something for yourself, and not just making your life waking up, going to work, going back to bed, and maybe watching a little TV at home or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Because that would be a very easy cycle to fall into. I tell you that.
Yeah. And like, you got to remember, like, this guy's 50% could be BJ's 100%. So just run at 50%, right? Like,
Exactly, yeah. If you only bench one plate, you only bench one plate. Don't worry about it.
But thanks for that question. Actually, that was a good one. And,
oh, it is good. Yeah, because that's a real world problem.
Well, yeah, and it's an applicable thing too, where it's like you can ask a question that requires a lot of science and know-how that a guy like Thrones can be better equipped for. But if you ask a question like that, where it's like this is something that you guys actually go through pretty frequently, I would think it's nice to have a little bit of real world experience.
It's more of a
with that kind
blue
stuff.
collar question.
Yeah, I sleep 11 hours every night, so I don't really.
Are you shitting me?
So
I slept 11 hours, I think,
Do
a
you
couple
actually
years
sleep
ago.
11?
No.
Well, dude, you only messaged
but
me
I-
back at like 11 in the morning. So
but
like,
I-
does
hey.
this dude still sleep?
I could if I wanted to though.
Holy shit.
Jan, get up. Fuck.
Dude, I was fun. I got to bed yesterday at like 11, and my alarm went off a quarter after 5:25. I'm like, man, I feel pretty good today.
Yeah.
It's
If I can get
it's
5
really-
hours, I'm happy on 5 hours.
Last night I had the first sleep where I've actually woken up feeling rested in a fucking long time. I really need a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
You didn't get one? No?
I'm still in
CPAP, no?
line, but it's just like
well.
Hold on, where are you doing yours through?
Carica.
Yeah, that's right. Brian did it. He just got it. So Brian just got his last couple weeks ago,
Nice.
and it's been a life changing.
I
It
know,
is.
it's
It is.
fucking
His
100%.
his
Yeah.
mood, his personality. He's actually not a piece of shit.
Really?
Matt, so
I gotta
you'll
meet
see
this
this
guy.
weekend. Yeah,
I
you're
gotta
gonna
meet this guy.
We'll see.
Brian's not a piece of shit anymore. That's fucking nice.
I finally caved, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna pay for it. It's like $1,000, whatever."
Yeah,
I
all the
just
private
whatever.
shit. Yep.
And then literally, as I made that choice, I opened my mail and I was like, "Oh, $600 speeding ticket. Great, that changes everything."
okay,
So,
yeah.
goddamn construction zones heading out to fucking Devon's place.
Yeah.
Is that how you got it?
Yep.
Yeah, we got one.
$600
we got one in the mail
training
at the
session.
office.
Eh?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, $600 training session right there. But I hope
Was
it
that
goes
St.
well.
Mary's?
Yep.
Those
St.
bastards.
St. Anne's. But the same zone.
Yeah,
whatever.
that zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was fucking really frustrating. So that changes the.
But think of
spending
all the
habits
rest
for a
you'll be
little bit.
Yeah. Sleepless nights, stressing about
Yeah, fuck.
paying that bill.
Oh, shit.
So as you're listening to this, Tolstoy is either about to happen, happening, or already happened. So
Check the live stream.
Check the live stream. Yeah, make sure you tune in if you're hearing this
Strong
early.
Manitoba YouTube.
If you're hearing this before 11 a.m. on Saturday,
Central Standard Time.
Central blah, blah, blah.
CST.
Check it out. Following that, we got Manitoba Strongest already coming right up, man.
3 weeks, man.
Yeah, it's
2 weeks.
coming up quickly.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks in the WRPF and 2
Very
weeks.
excited. Yeah, we got Gordy over here, the WRPF meet on the 23rd.
Yep.
We got Lucas Hatton on the 22nd. I know this sounds like salesmanship, but I'm not kidding you. He wants to keep the group small, so we're only going to allow like a couple more people.
Oh shit.
I know that's the
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
I know that's the standard, like, oh, only 3 spots left or whatever, but this is legit. And I'm really trying to shoehorn as many people as we can in because I think this is going to be a great experience for people. But if you wait much longer, there's just not going to be any spots left. So please get signed up. WRPF meet on the 23rd. Very excited to see how Gordy, how Ladanian, how Scott do in that one. We're just and Jocelyn.
Yep.
Nice, Joss too.
Yep.
Yeah, Joss with the monster squat last time.
Yeah.
Fucking monster squat.
Yeah, we're dialing in the zone. We should both have a pretty good squat.
And I don't mean this as an insult to her in any way. I did not walk into that meet knowing that Jocelyn had a squat like that.
Yeah.
That was
we kind of
I
didn't
coached
either.
her
But
and didn't know she had a squat like that.
it was just popping, and we're like, what?
462 was the number,
Yeah.
right?
467,
462.
462.
462. That's a fucking crazy squat. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see where she's at now.
I just got to make sure I squat more.
You fucking better. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't though. That's a fucking monster
I
squat.
coached them both, and
And he's sweating.
You're not
He's
squatting
like,
that.
you know what? Maybe you should sit this one out. You're gonna embarrass me.
Those who can't do teach. So there you go.
exactly it.
So we have that one. We got on August 3rd.
Well,
no,
before
sorry,
then-
we got
before then-
Westerns. We got fucking
Yeah,
Canada's
Western.
Strongest
But
Man.
before then, we're supposed to announce week is my seminar I'm putting on.
Do you want to announce that now, or do you want to do it next week?
We still got a month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it next week
Yeah.
because then we can
Yeah.
dedicate more time to it.
Yeah.
And
Vita,
coming
too.
next
We
week,
got Vita in.
announcement for a seminar.
Yeah.
We got Vita on the. Oh, jeez, I'm all over the place here. June 22nd, 23rd, we got Lucas Hatton and powerlifting meet. July 1st, we got Vita, Western Canada's Strongest Man for a few of us, and Canada's Strongest Man U105 for our boy Pat.
Which is
Yeah.
really being shaken up right now.
Right.
So
Isaac
the podium
Mays.
guys, Isaac Mays, full Achilles tear.
Yep.
He's out. Sam Risling
And Liam,
is going to
both doing
Westerns.
Yep.
So the top 3 podium are out.
Right. So just
Pat
a
was 4th last year.
Just a huge, a very exciting period
Yeah.
for the guys who were looking to really make a name for themselves.
Jesse
in the
Campbell,
U105.
all those
Yeah.
guys are coming out.
Yep.
That's gonna shake things up.
Yep.
And unfortunate for Isaac,
I
that's,
was gonna say from
he
all
still
of us.
plays.
Oh, yeah.
Still plays
No.
3rd or
He was putting
4th
on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
with
yeah.
missing the last event. I think
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from all of us, speedy recovery, Isaac.
Yeah.
We wish you nothing but the best on that one. That's a real pain in the ass, and we want to see you back stronger than ever. So following that incredibly busy Canada Day that we have coming up, we've got anything in the month of July? Not really, right?
And
No,
that's
just
provincials
my
August.
seminar's the 20th. We'll announce that next week and who
Okay.
it is.
And then
July
we got
20th. Yep.
August 3rd, we got the Magnus Classic. Also August 3rd too. We've not been mentioning this enough. Is Western Canada's Strongest Woman,
Oh shit!
which
yeah,
are
strongest woman in the West.
Anna's
yeah.
Anna's going to that one. I don't know if any other Manitoban people accepted their invites to that one, but she's going to that one. So I'm very excited for that. She's gonna do some damage on that one. It's good
Yeah.
events for her, so I'm very excited for that. The Magnus Classic, obviously, or the Magnus Qualifier, come down, check that one out.
Yep.
August 10th, we got Manitoba Provincials in Winkler. Have you ever competed in Winkler? You wouldn't have, right?
No.
Okay, so that's
The Mecca.
the Mecca, the hub, it's like the birthplace of Manitoba Strongman is Winkler, Manitoba. Very excited for that one. We'll be working with the Forge Gym in Winkler for that one. And in Deadlift for Dreams update.
Oh, yeah,
Almost
that's a
forgot.
big one,
I
yeah.
forget that almost every time.
Yes.
gotta get cracking
Also,
on that
sometime in November
fundraising.
we'll have the grip thing,
Yes.
and then in September. What's the date of it?
Deadlift for Dreams 6. September 7th,
Okay.
2024. Man, I
So
want it.
we were at, I think we were at 14% last time. So we've gone up. We are so close to that. And I say we again. I want to clarify
We.
this. It speaks in Devin's thing, but we're all me and Gordon and everything. We're all in this together here.
Dude,
So
a little Atlanta guy messaged me this week. How did Beeks pass away?
fall off a cliff, died on
And I'm like,
impact.
no, he's not actually dead. he missed a couple episodes, and now here's us talking from the. And he literally is like,
goodness,
how did he pass away? What happened? I'm like, no, he's not dead.
He's not dead. We're just assholes.
He fell into the gorilla enclosure at the zoo and
Yeah.
got sodomized to death. 15% of the overall goal, $9,395.09.
That's huge because you
Amazing.
consider the first year, I think it was $5,000
Yes,
we raised.
and that was like, oh, I hope we get it.
And
You
that
know?
was, yeah.
Isn't that
we were,
nuts?
That's
I think we've
crazy,
been in
yeah.
them since the beginning.
So we got 105 days left. Really 106 days counting today.
Is there any gyms that could actually be training grounds? I don't think so.
No.
Right? I don't think so.
Curtis Martin's will try to do it on his own again.
Yeah, screw that
he,
guy.
he will.
Screw that guy.
but- No, we beat him last year.
He'll
We
do it.
collectively beat him.
Yeah,
He'll do
we'll
it.
take everybody down.
But
That's what we do. We win.
We're edging up. We're edging up on that 10,000 number. We're less than $700 away. Almost just about
Yeah.
$200 or $600 away from making a huge.
And shout out to
huge,
Hannah Littman, who made a
landmark.
donation to Taylor Smith. I'm just reading here. So I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Tremendous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beeks is still crushing it. $1,200 raised.
That's, yes.
Devin's still way down there in a pathetic
Carly
third place.
Tardif
Yeah, I'm
donated.
not gonna
Carly,
take
you're
it
putting on the thing and she's donating to people. Like she's from Dream Factory and she's still donating to people.
All
Good
right.
on you.
So we'll leave it at that for today.
Yep.
Make sure you check out one or all of the strongman competitions or the strongman adjacent stuff happening in Manitoba. It's a huge season this summer for all the great stuff that we want to take in and support to make sure that there's more of WRPF, Deadlift for Dreams, all that shit. So come out, check it out. See you guys in Tolstoy. Thanks again, Gord, for popping in.
Yeah, thanks for having me and all these
Yep.
great snacks. All this, you guys have been hospitable to the nines.
Yeah, half of an energy drink if you'd like to have this.
And an empty water bottle.
Yeah, you guys are the best. I don't
Yeah.
know how I don't know how more people don't just claw to get on the show.
Shut up, Gord. See you guys in Tolstoy.
Love you. Bye.